tell me, how did you come up with the idea of your business?
Well, really, it's a reflection of myself and my character, and actually 25 years at sea and operating super yachts, and the fact that I've always been a conscious captain and always kind of shopping locally and trying to have really a good impact in the communities that we operate in. And also we're on the onboard operation with crew and their development and such forth. And how can I use my skills, knowledge, expertise really to better yachting?
So what do you do? What is it that you can offer to companies, super yacht companies?
The main service that we provide is sustainability reporting. Environmental, social governance factors are essentially sustainability, and they are the pillars about which a company or organisation can report on. So what we can do is to make an impact assessment and implement solutions and capture data across the whole process, and then we can make a report and score on their performance. So we can constantly monitor it, and we're 100% solution based.
Now, the yachting industry really needs ESG reporting to work because it wants the climate to make sure that the environment it operates in out on our oceans stays as beautiful as it is now. And yet it's not really something that everybody wants to do in terms of the additional work to do the reporting. Is there going to be a problem getting people on board?
Yes, we certainly need a shift in mindset, and we need leaders within the industry. I hope to champion that change and to engage with like-minded individuals and companies who do have a mindset. I only need one or two or three to get some traction. And with the results that we have and with that movement, we would hope the rest to follow.
How much change have you seen in your time at sea? How important do you think it is for us to do this right now?
A drastic change. I remember when I first started sailing and the conditions that we were sailing in, and it's absolutely so different from the current day. If we take the Mediterranean, it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's lifeless, but we've seen a huge decline in the wildlife, in sea life, and so much more waste and plastic in the oceans. And so it's really critical that we start to regenerate our oceans and start to adopt more sustainable practices.
Do you think we need to see more regulation in the industry to make it happen?
Regulation is coming, most definitely, even for companies with 250 employees or more in the EU. From January 2023, we'll have mandatory ESG reporting. So regulation is coming, and actually what Conscious Yachting Club does is it helps yachting get ahead of that curve, and it helps us provision for the future.
In terms of the perception of the super yacht business, many would say it cannot be green. Just look at those boats, they're huge. Can it be green? Can you make this work?
There is a huge movement from the build side of yachting to move to more sustainable materials, sustainable ways of building yachts to close that loop. So it's a huge shift. I think from the operational side, when we're talking about guests actually being on board the boats and enjoying their time, we need to look at the whole cross-section of criteria about what we need to be addressing, and again applying circularity and putting purpose really at the core of the operations.
What do you hope to achieve over the next year?
The first thing I have to do is I've created this methodology, created this system. I'm talking to people all the time, but really what I need to do is validate. And in order to validate, I need to run a pilot. So I'm seeking the champion who's going to, the company or organization who's going to champion the change. And essentially that's next phase. So over the next months, going into the Mediterranean season, we need to run this scheme, put this system on board a yacht, and actually validate it and make it work. So that's my goal for the next months.